Welcome to Jasper High School. This afternoon, the Jasper Wildcats are taking on the Boonville Pioneers. The Wildcats 4-2 on the season, and the Pioneers are 1-6. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider, along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And well, Jason still kind of stinging a little bit from I'm not going to say an upset loss, a disappointing loss to the Bar-Eve Vikings the other night on that basically last-second shot that was hit by Graber. And
well, you know, the thing with that game, Craig, was, you know, you walk away from it with a loss, but you walk away from it as a coaching staff as a big improvement.
Right.
You know, in the record-wise, it goes down as a loss, but as the team and as the coaches, you know, you had to be pleased with the effort and the hustle and the desire. That was back. You know, that's what I felt like we've been lacking a lot of the season.
Right.
You know, and in all honesty, if you take the last 3 quarters of the New Albany game and the 4 quarters against Bar-Eve, you know, we've put together a string of 7 deep, pretty good quarters.
Right.
You know, we don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're playing against 2 pretty formidable opponents also.
Exactly.
So, you know, if we can keep that motivation, that desire, and that effort going, you know, things are going to start looking up for us.
I agree, and that's what we talked about with Coach Albrand, too. It's like this pretty well sets the blueprint for the remainder of the season. You know, you play with that type of effort, energy, and you know, making good decisions on the floor and all that, you're going to be in basketball games. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, we're taking on a Boonville team that's struggling, and they've not played many games, just 7 games. Just kind of got back into action January 30th after having a long layoff. They went from December 15th before that game against Evansville Memorial, and they have the 1 win over Pike Central.
They're really in a tough stretch, too. I mean, they're playing a lot of games in a short amount of time. You know, they played Heritage Hills, I believe, Thursday night.
Right.
They were either ahead or tied at halftime with Heritage Hills.
Halftime, you're right.
So, you know, I mean, they're a formidable opponent. You know, we can't take anything for granted.
Right. All right, so the game, of course, underway, and Day drives to the lane, kicks out. Heim getting the start tonight, misses that 3-pointer, so Boonville comes down with the rebound. And the Pioneers are out there, number 20, that is Ryan Smith. He's their leading scorer. Actually had 16 points in that Heritage Hills game, 12 points in their win over Pike Central. Number 4, that's Dominic Sharp. Also out there is 21, Clay Connor, 23, Jake Fuller, and 24 is Maddox Brunner, who has the basketball right now. Gus picking him up. Ernie out there defensively.
Jasper's in there, you know, regular man-to-man to start off.
No, they're actually going to call a travel here, but Ernie did a nice job picking that
they called the
pass off.
travel on the ball handler before he made the pass.
Right.
So
all right.
Same result. Well, not necessarily same results because Ernie might have been off for 2 points the other way, so it might have been a tough break for us, but we'll take it.
All right, so Berger with the basketball getting the start tonight, along with Heim, Day, Gus out there, and Tanner Ernie, who's got the basketball, feeds over to Berger for a 3-point shot, misses that, and Boonville will come down with the board. Minute and a half into it, no score yet.
You know, one thing that I've noticed, you know, a little bit difference between tonight and just the first 2 minutes of the game, but the game against Bar-Eve, you know, we were aggressively going to the basket, and it seems like we're settling a little bit more for that jump shot tonight.
Right.
You know, I'd like to see us keep that aggressiveness and go to the hole.
All right, so an early timeout called by Austin Brooks. He's in his 2nd year with the Boonville Pioneers, 10-21 so far. And we'll take a break. 6:03 to go, no score here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Boonville will have the basketball side out here, no score yet. And one player missing from the Pioneers is Devin Mockabee, who, of course, is signed to play with the Navy midshipmen as a 3-pointer goes in there for number 23, Jake Fuller. But, you know, we were kind of hoping to see Mockabee play. He's a star football player on the Boonville team.
Yeah,
have a chance to play basketball.
I would have, you know, obviously basketball's not a sport, but, you know, he's obviously a good athlete.
Right.
Heim hits a 3 there. So, you know, it's always fun to watch kids that are good athletes play. I
Sure.
mean, it's just fun to see that.
All right, 3-3 our score after the Heim three. Cats playing a zone now. Three-pointer, but he was fading away a little bit there by Clay Connor.
Oh, we got lucky.
Gus, opportunity on his first post-up move there, and he will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, we got to take advantage of that. I mean, we've definitely got an inside advantage with Gus in there. And even when Foley gets in the game, you know, he's going to have some size advantage. I mean, their tallest players, what, 6'4", Clay Connor, number 21. I don't even know if he's on the floor.
And Gus hits that first free throw. The Cats missed. I think they were 10 of 18 the other night.
Yeah, I don't even know if I finished my stats the other night, but that sounds, it could have been better, that's for sure.
Cats hang on to the possession after the missed foul shot there. Gus, spin move off the glass, but a little bit short. It's Jasper with a 1-point lead, 4-3, 4:42 here on the clock in the first quarter as Connor tries to make a move over there and loses the handle of the basketball. Cats will get it right back. Yeah, Clay Connor, he actually had 14 points in that game against Heritage Hills the other night.
He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, looking at their lineup, they start
They've only got three
sophomores, actually.
They've only got 3 seniors on the team, and
right.
one of them's Maccabee. 24 and 20. 24's out there. So they're kind of going through some growing pains, you know, a little bit with some young guys out there. And then with this messed up season, too, didn't help them, you know, getting things scrambled around. And like you said, they've only played 7 games, so.
Kick into the corner. Day's got an open look, and he pops it. So the Cats' offense is coming from the three-point arc right now. Day's got one. Heim's got one. They lead 7-3. And a three-pointer, second one by Connor shot. That doesn't go. Ernie's going to give it a shot, and he pops it. All right, so 10-3. Jasper starting to make a little bit of a run here. Feed down inside, shot up is not going, and Cats will come down with the board. Berger attacks the lane, gets it up, and they're going to count the basket and a foul. So Sharp wasn't able to get the position that he needed according to the official, and Berger will go to the line to shoot an extra one.
Goodhue's in for Heim. Albrandt's coming in for Ernie. Looks like Mundy's set to check in for Berger after the free throw. Cooper Eigner came in for Boonville.
And so Boonville broke the ice with a three-pointer, and the Cats since have run off 12, now 13 straight points.
And they've only attempted one 2-point field goal.
Right. All right, so Berger will sit. So Goodhue. Actually, Mooney getting into the ball game early.
Yeah, he might not have.
And right away.
He might not have played any JV minutes today.
That's what I was
don't
wondering.
know.
Yeah, because typically he plays a couple quarters there and doesn't get into the varsity action until about the second quarter, but he pops for a shot there, and Jasper now on a 15-0 run. Drive to the basket, good job to knock that basketball away. Here comes Day. He's going to back up. Gus up top, now feeds down into the post. Good job by Jace, and he can't get the shot up and in, though. 2:44 on the clock. Jasper's up 15-3. There's Connor going to the basket strong and not able to hit it, but rebound comes down to the Pioneers. Three-point shot on the way, doesn't go. Battle into the ball game is Cooper Agner, who gets that rebound, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
We got to do a little bit better job blocking off. You know, we're giving them too many opportunities on the missed shots.
Yeah. All right, so Eigner with the foul shot is up and in. So that breaks the Wildcats' 15-0 run, now 15-4. Jasper leads. And second shot is good for Cooper Eigner. So 2 for 2 for him. 15-5, 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Allbrand gets it knocked away. Tries to split the defender with the pass, and now there's a fast break going the other way for the Pioneers. Shot missed though, and here comes Day. Gus gets it right back over to Allbrand. Back to Gus. Gus dribbles through the lane, makes a move, puts it up, and cannot get it to drop. Cats lead by 10. 1:37 to go as a three-pointer goes there by number 23, Fuller. Day almost loses the handle. Now Gus sets for a three, doesn't go. Jace with a nice rebound, but we got it tied up there, and basketball will go to the Pioneers, so more substitutions as Foley's in for the first time. Englert's in for the first time.
Allbrand, Heichelbeck, and Day are out.
So Berger making his way back into the action for the final 1:24 this first quarter. 10-point lead for the Cats, 15-5. Eigner cut off there. Drive there by Fuller, he stops. Down to 1 minute right now. Smith, their leading scorer, held him in check so far as Berger's got that assignment right now. Crosses over. Fuller with a three, doesn't go. Good rebound there by Englert as he gets it over to Mundi. 10-point lead for the Cats, 34 seconds to go. And errant pass there by Berger, trying to just get it right back to Englert. All right, so Boonville with just 30 seconds. Looks like they're going to slow it up here and try to just get that one shot.
Yeah, I would say they would look for the last one here.
As the opportunity presents itself, but Eigner has to kick it back to the corner there. 17 seconds. Smith. Thought about the three, then feeds down into Eigner, and Eigner had a good position and put that shot right up and in right before the buzzer. So Boonville gets on the board there and makes it a 15-7 game as we end quarter number one here on 18 WJTS. Jasper with the basketball to start the second quarter, leading by 8, 15-7, and they're facing a 2-3 zone.
Yeah, Boonville's got to try something a little bit different probably to. Not that we were getting the ball inside regularly, but this will force it probably a little more outside shooting.
Foley's got it down in the blocks, but Connor's swiping at him both times he's had that ball down low.
And that's all you need to do. You just need to be patient, work on your offense, reverse the ball. Again, it goes back to what we talked about when teams play a zone. Your offense has got to start from the inside.
Right.
You got to get the ball in and then out.
And they made the switch though. They're back into man-to-man now.
Yeah, that's hard to do in the middle of a possession like that, but they did.
Yeah.
You don't see it very often.
Good Hugh. Hands off to Berger there. Now drive baseline. Jasper still showing some patience even against the man-to-man here.
And you've got a good lead. You don't need to force too much.
Right. Well, Dave wasn't able to get good position to get that off the glass. Misses that shot. So here come the Pioneers. Smith over to Fuller. That's one thing. They've not really been able to feed the post much.
Well, they don't have much post.
Right.
All
right, so the Wildcats with the block shot over here, but Ernie cannot convert the layup there.
Needs to shoot it left-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, he went in on the left side and tried to use his right hand, and at this level in the game, if it's a wide open layup like that, you need to use it.
All right, so Dave was able to pick up Clay Connor, and a little indecision there forced the turnover. So 15-7, Jasper still leads. Neither team has scored. They kind of got off to a slow start in the first quarter, and same thing here in the second. Over 2 minutes played, no buckets scored yet.
Now they're back in that 2-3 zone.
Yeah. So
I don't know
Boonville.
what they do if they switch after so many passes, or like now they switched.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do.
It's like they're showing it initially, then.
Yeah, after so many passes, then they pick up a guy.
We'll just call that the phantom zone defense they're playing. Cross court gets over to Jace.
Somehow.
Mundi, green light for him, but doesn't go. And good job by Jace to get that rebound. Jace putting in some good minutes tonight. So gets down into Connor Foley. We got a foul. And we've not seen many whistles blown tonight. Just 2 fouls on Boonville. That'll be their third, I believe. Yep,
Yeah.
Third foul and just 1 on the Wildcats. So Foley will step up. And short on that one.
In free throws, that's something, I know I've seen these guys practice. I know they practice them in, a fair share. Guys, they got to want to get better at them. They got to want to practice them on their own. Close games, those, right now we're sitting there, 2 for 5, and there's a 3. 23.
Yep, Jake Fuller's got his second three-pointer of the ball game, leads the team with 6 points, makes it a 15-10 game.
Yeah, and Boonville is they remind me of one of these teams. They just kind of lull you to sleep. We got out to a 15-3 lead on them, and they've outscored us 7-0 now.
Since then.
And they didn't panic. They just kind of kept playing the game, and I mean, that's basically probably what they had to do against Heritage Hills.
Right.
So you got to be careful with teams like this.
I know. We ran into this last year against Boonville.
Yeah, we went to Boonville last year, and that's a kind bounce.
Very friendly for Isaac Day there.
But, yeah, we went to Boonville last year, with having a pretty good season and go down there and get beat.
Yeah.
And just about cost us the conference last year. This year it doesn't mean as much. But
sure. All right, so 3 subs for the Wildcats. Heim, Gus, and
Alburn.
Jackson. Coming off the bench is Sharp. So Clay Connor's going to sit down. 18-10, Jasper with the lead. 4 fouls on Boonville, 1 on the Wildcats. Day tries to make a move into the lane, gets cut off there by Bruner. Heim attacks, and he's going to shuffle his feet there a little bit.
Yeah, he did. I thought he was going to let it go because it was kind of a hesitation whistle, and maybe he didn't see it.
Thing is, those are turnovers you can't get as disappointed about. Just somebody trying to make a move, shuffles his feet versus throwing an errant pass into a double team or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, 18-10, 3:25 on the clock.
This is an officiating crew that we have at least once or twice a year. It's a father-son crew.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the guy under the basket and over by the bench is his son.
I see.
The only reason I know that is I played softball with the son a little bit.
Heim pops that three-pointer, so he's hit a couple of them. He's got 6 points. And 21-10, Jasper's back up by double figures.
I think Heim kind of surprises teams. They leave him open because they don't expect him to shoot the ball.
Yeah. Nice feed. What a play by Day. Getting it over to Mundi for his 4th point. 23-10 now. And that's a thing with a lot of assists during the course of a basketball game. Some are more meaningful than others, but he definitely earned that one on that beautiful pass. 3-pointer doesn't go, but Eigner gets the rebound. He tries to get it back up, can't make it, and Gus with the board over to Day. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter as they get it Heim down low, and he's able to retrieve the ball, gets it up, but he draws the contact. He'll shoot 2. So the 5th foul on the Pioneers. Jasper again just 1. So Cooper Eigner, number 22, with his first personal foul. So Heim cannot get that free throw to go. So we're showing the Wildcats
2 for 6.
2 for 6. And Heim pops that one. So Isaac's going to sit. Berger back in. So we got out there Mundi, Berger, Allbrand,
Ernie, and Heichel back.
Yeah. Cats putting a little bit of pressure on the ball, but now they back off. Minute 52. Cats with a 14-point lead, 24-10. Eigner gives it up. 3-pointer shot there. Doesn't go for Sharp, but they get the board. Eigner now's got an easy path to the basket, but he misses another one, so he's had a couple good looks. 24-10, Jasper leads with 1:22 to go. Gus is left all alone. That's a game of horse. Count it. So the Cats' 3-pointers are going in. We've hit 5 of them, 6 of them.
6, yeah.
And there's a shot that goes up, but it won't count. We've got a foul on the floor, just the second foul whistled on the Wildcats. Jasper with a 27-10 lead with 1:10 to go as Boonville will inbound after that foul by Berger. Ryan Smith still held scoreless.
This has been a game of runs so far. Now Jasper's on a run.
It's a 12-0 run, right? I think they had it 15-10.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And there's a 3-pointer. It doesn't go, so Berner's not able to hit that one, so we're down to 39 seconds and see if the Cats continue through the offense or hold for one. Now Berger's going to drive there, stops at the elbow. 27 seconds. Eigner picking up Ernie there.
So here's as a basketball player, you have to realize you've got 5 team fouls. You got to go out there and try to make a steal. So what if you commit the foul?
Right.
Because they're not going to get, anything out of it.
All right, so Gus with the bucket gives him 6 points here in the first half, and Jasper leads 29-10, Jason. So, I mean, you look at it, you're up by 19 at halftime, and you think you're dominating the basketball game, but.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said a while ago, you hate these afternoon games, and it's just what it is. It's kind of like a blah, you're here, you're going through the motions.
It's the atmosphere.
Yeah, there's fans here today, but it's not anything like it was Thursday night.
Right.
But, as a basketball team and as coaches, you can't look at all that. You have to, you're out here to improve and to get better.
Yes.
And you have to do whatever you have to do that. 29 points in the first half, not that bad. holding Boonville to 10 is pretty good. But again, you got to look at, nothing against Boonville, but what is the quality of your opponent that you're doing that against?
Yeah. Well, one thing when you measure that, it's like, okay, well, how well are we executing the offense, doing things there? I mean, popping 6 3-pointers, so at least that part of the game's going really well for the Wildcats right now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, right now we're hitting our outside shots. I've got us 6 for 10 from the 3-point line, and 4 of 10 from 2 points. So, we're shooting the ball well. I've got us for 3 turnovers. Got Boonville for 6.
Okay.
So we're taking care of the ball a little bit better. It's one of these things where you got to, and I can tell that's kind of what the coaching staff's doing. I mean, they're putting that little token full court press on that they try to work on. They're working on some things that, we may need down the road.
Right.
When it comes sectional time.
Sure.
So. Obviously, if we get into that sectional, there's not going to be an easy opponent in that sectional.
No.
There's some very good quality basketball teams in there. So, we have to continue to work on things and get better at certain things so that when that sectional does roll around, we're ready to go and can go down there and compete against any of them.
Right. Okay, so we'll take a break. We're at halftime, 29-10, Jasper over the Pioneers here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're at halftime, getting set for the second half. Jasper Wildcats with a 19-point lead over the Pioneers, 29-10. Quick rundown of the scoring. Pretty easy for Boonville. Just 2 players have scored. Jake Fuller with 2 3-pointers, 6 points. Cooper Eigner with 4 points off the bench, 2 free throws and a bucket in the first quarter. So for the Wildcats, 6 players have scored. We got 6 points from Isaac Day, a 3-pointer hit by Ernie, a 3-point play by Berger in the first quarter. 7 points for Isaac Heim with 2 3-pointers. Gus Heichelbeck hit a 3 and a bucket with a free throw. 6 points for him, 4 points for Mundi off the bench, and Foley missed 2 free throws. It's just that simple, Jason.
Yeah, it is. We shot 60% from the 3-point line. First half, 40% on the regular field goals. Free throws, we were 3 of 7. Obviously, we need to try to improve that a little bit, but only had us for 3 turnovers in the first half, so that's pretty good.
Right.
Again, this one of these games. This game like this is one that you got to go out there and you got to work on things you need to as a team. What do we need to work on to get better, to be a better team?
And you also got to be careful not to play to your opponent sometimes, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's a 3-pointer, so Jake Fuller is their offense. He's hit 3 of them. And Fuller's got it now after the loose ball. Connor drives, gives it up. Smith still looking for his first bucket of the ball game. Now Sharp trying to make a move. Ryan Smith stops. Good job by Heim to cut him off. So good defensive sequence here for the Wildcats right now. The 29-13 lead.
Boonville's definitely patient. I mean, they don't seem to force things a lot of times. And part of it is Jasper's playing good defense.
Right.
Not overly aggressive, but just straight up solid man-to-man defense.
Yeah.
Not giving them, an opening to the lane, to the basket, or leaving them open for jump shots. So
right.
From that standpoint, we've done a pretty good job.
All right, so foul shots coming here after the foul on Heim. First one on the Wildcats of the second half, and Fuller misses that free throw. And good on that one. 3 of 4 from the foul line for the Pioneers so far in this basketball game. Trailing by 15, 29-14, Jasper leading. Ernie's able to get it across there. Picked up, Heim attacks, now gets it over to Day.
Get the ball inside, there we go.
Gus. Oh, good swat from behind by Connor. And Boonville comes up with it. So the Wildcats still looking for their first bucket 2 minutes into this third quarter. Still leading by 15. Three-pointer on the way, and there's another one. I'm telling you, he's playing a ball game right now. 13 points for Jake Fuller, and he's got 13 of their 17, and John Gable's got to get his team figured out here in this third quarter. 12-point lead, 29-17 here on 18 WJTS. 5:52 to go here in the third quarter. Jasper 29, Boonville 17. 7 unanswered so far, Jason, for the Pioneers as they're giving us that 2-3 look again.
Yeah, we were talking there in the break that this game has been a game of runs. It doesn't seem like it's not like we score, they score. It's they score 8 or 10, and then we'll come back and score 8 or 10, and it's like.
Heim comes across the lane, gets the ball knocked away, and then he's able to save it over to Ernie, who gets a three-pointer. Doesn't go. Gus over the
back.
top.
Yeah. That was right here in front of us. Even a blind guy could have probably called that one. But
all right, so 45 comes off the bench for the Wildcats, and 55 will sit down. Second foul on the Cats.
I don't know how many is that on Gus.
Yeah, they haven't flashed it up here just yet.
One?
First. So Cats up by 12, but yet to score 3 minutes now into the third quarter.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. Obviously in this game it's not as important, but in big, close, tight ball games, that's sometimes you can get yourself in trouble in a hurry.
Yeah.
By not being able to score.
Well, they get over to Fuller. He launches the three, and the sophomore can't hit that one.
A lot of difference between that one and the ones he had taken previous. There, they had the play set for him, but he didn't have his feet set.
Right.
He kind of rushed it.
All right, so Foley's able to get that shot up and not in as he gets fouled by number 24, Maddox Bruner. So first foul on the Pioneers, and Foley, who missed 2 free throws in the second quarter, gets another shot here.
Been nice to see Connor go up strong there. I know the guy hammered him pretty good, but Connor's a big, strong kid, and you'd like to see him be able to figure out how to get that ball up and in the hoop for a three-point play.
All right, so Carter Mooney back into the ball game as the second foul shot is no good. 30-17, 4:21 to go here in the third. There's a battle down low between Day and number 21, Clay Connor, and I think Day's going to be whistled for this foul.
I was watching that, and Isaac was putting a little extracurricular into it. He was trying to body the guy up, but when you body him up, use your body, not your arms, and put him out and try to push.
Yeah, especially if you extend them out, they're going to call that. All right, so the ball gets thrown away, I guess. Really, nobody touched that basketball when he inbounded it there.
Yeah,
so,
it was an odd play.
He tried to bounce pass and just missed the player. So Jasper has it, 30-17. Led by 19 at halftime. It's a 13-point game right now. Isaac Day gets the ball knocked away from him. Now scrum on the floor, and Boonville comes up. Good job there by Sharp.
I don't know if he tried that, but it looked nice.
It did.
It looked like it was a really nice play.
Hand right off there to Fuller.
Yeah.
All right, so Connor comes out to pick up the basketball. Now it's a little handoff before Ryan Smith backs up. 3:15 on the clock. Smith drives, still looking for his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, we've done a good job on him.
Now they call 24 Bruner for the foul there. right, so Eigner's going to check back into the ball game, and yeah, Boonville has just basically gone 6 players deep tonight. I'm again, missing Maccabee, and I think they had to bring up a couple JV players that not seen action. They only have 3 players, or I guess there's a couple guys back here.
We got to have points out of that play right there.
Yeah.
I mean, we did an outstanding job of running our out of bounds play, and got the ball inside to Foley for a bunny, and didn't convert.
Yeah, he's been struggling scoring lately.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pioneers want a timeout. So, all right, we'll take a break. 30-17, 2:38 to go here on 18 WJTS. Boonville inbound after the timeout, trailing by 13. Eigner gets to the spot but can't get the shot. He's had a few point-blank shots in that lane.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's not a big guy. Well, I guess he's bigger than I thought he was.
Height-wise, but
6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", but
he doesn't look
more than
6'2", but
$150 maybe.
Yeah.
Mundi can't get that shot to go. Gus can't get the rebound, so Boonville has it. 2:03 to go. Jasper, again, just 1 point scored in 6 minutes of basketball here in this third quarter. Still leading, though, with the coattails of that 19-point halftime lead.
I guess the old adage, if you can't score, you better play good defense. So
go.
the other team don't score. So I guess that's what we've got going for us today.
All right, so Boonville loses the basketball as Ingrid's looking to check in next opportunity. We got 1:35 to go. 30-17 is our score. Gus gets it down low. Got to get that body in position, but a nice job there by Sharp to block the shot.
I think he got by with a travel anyways.
Yeah.
I was watching his feet, and it looked like he put a little bunny hop in there, but that's where he's got to look opposite side. He's got 3 guys on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody's got to be open. Find them.
Right, so Boonville actually had a nice play set up there, but doesn't go with the shot, and the Cats come the other way with a transition bucket there by Mundi. 6 points for Carter.
He does a good job of running the floor. You know, he's the recipient of a lot of nice passes for points.
Right.
You know, one, he has to do that. He has to run the floor, and 2, you have to have guys that find him to get him the ball.
Yeah, it's been day 2. There we go. So Eigner finally gets a shot up and in. He's got actually 7 points now, but first three-pointer. Gus feeds over to Mundi. He's left alone for a 3, and boy, he just makes you pay when you do. 9 points now for him, makes it a 15-point game, 35-20 with 20 seconds to go as Sharp makes a move, and he loses the handle. So Allbrand. Dade back over to Allbrand. Oh, man, that was Gus's opportunity, and Goodhue got his finger on it. Because Gus was just standing all alone. And all right, so 9.4 here. 35-20. All 5 points for the Wildcats. Or all the 2 field goals, 5 points for Mundi here in this third quarter. And a last-second three-pointer goes in. So Ryan Smith just caught that ball at the last second and didn't look like he was set to even shoot the ball, and somehow gets it off and pops the 3. So 35-23 at the end of 3 here on 18 WJTS. Wildcats basketball to start the fourth quarter, leading by 12. Outscored 13-6 in that third quarter.
Yeah, you know, we're fortunate enough that we had a nice-sized lead at halftime, but, you know, like you said, outscored 13-6 in the third quarter. That's not necessarily what you want to see happen, you know. I mean, I've got Boonville 1 for 8 from the 2-point field goals today. So they've got 1 2-point shot, and that's it.
Right.
You know, they're 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and the rest are from – they shot the ball better that quarter, 4 of 6 from the 3-point arc.
Berger drives, and we got a whistle here. It looks like Boonville's starting to pick up their defensive activity.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to force the issue a little bit.
35-23. Berger off the inbounds, short on the shot though. Bruner comes down with it, gives it up. Connor will bring it across. Jake Fuller's hit 4 of their 7 3-pointers.
Eigner
hits a 3. That's his second one. Actually, that is now their 7th 3-pointer. Ball gets knocked away, so the Cats will hang on to it as 3 players coming in.
Ernie, Day, and Mundy are in. Englert, Goodhue, and Berger are out.
So the Wildcats' halftime lead of 19 is only 9 now, as they've been outscored 16-6 here in the second half so far. Day gets to the lane, nice feed. Again, a beautiful pass by Day. Heichelbeck gets the benefits of that one. 37-26.
In the last, 3 or 4 games, Isaac has been doing a very good job of passing the basketball.
I think that's the thing. We've been trying to find that leader on the court, and he's starting to emerge, taking that responsibility.
From that standpoint, definitely. He's controlling the game when he has the ball in his hands, and like I said, he's starting to pass the ball really well. Oh, that went off his head.
Of Fuller. All right, Beekler comes in. Gus will get a break. 37-26, 6:07 to go. Mooney gives it right back to Day. Tell you what, one thing about Boonville is when the ball gets down in the post, boy, they were just all over it. I mean, we've not been able to handle the ball cleanly down low when we've got it there.
Yeah.
All right, so that ball gets knocked away. Actually, a personal foul there.
Yeah, they called a foul on, I don't know who it was, but Mundy drove in the middle. That's one thing that Mundy's got to work on, and it's not really work on. I mean, it is by lifting weights, but he's got to get some strength to him because he drove the ball in the middle there. And I mean, the guy fouled him, but it wasn't near as bad as what it turned out because, I mean, he's not physically that strong.
Right.
I mean, he's a sophomore, but you look at these sophomores that Boonville have got.
Yeah.
And they got a little more muscle and meat to them.
Right.
Which Carter can get that, there's no doubt.
Yes.
But it's just something that he's going to have to work on.
Right.
And it won't do anything but make him that much better of a basketball player. More dimensional.
And Day with a nice drive there. So he's got 8. Extends that lead to 13 now. But, that's the thing. I mean, especially when you've got better size, you can absorb contact and finish plays, when you're taking it to the hole and that type of thing.
Yeah.
There's a kick to the corner. He looked down at his feet, but it pays off because he was able to get that 3-point shot off. So Clay Connor gets his first bucket of the night. And it's a 3-pointer. So now they're 1, 2, 3. They've got 6 of them here in the second half. 10-point ball game, 39-29.
If Boonville continues to improve, by the time these sophomores are seniors, they'll have a nice little team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have a ton of varsity experience behind them. So they'll be all right.
That's the thing. They've got 4 different players that have popped threes tonight.
I mean, it'll be a struggle for them to get to that point, but once you do, then.
All right, 4 minutes into it as Ernie with a nice kiss off the glass. So a stop and pop for him. 5 points. And Jasper's lead is now 12. (41-29) with 3:43 to go. Fuller's hit 4 3-pointers tonight to lead Boonville. Gives it up. Fuller's got an opening. And that hits the top of the backboard, so Jasper will get the basketball as Berger comes in. Albrandt's going to sit. Sharp's going to come back in for the Pioneers, and Bruner will sit. So Jasper 41, Boonville 29 with 3:14 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Both teams even here in the third quarter. 6 points as Mooney gets another bucket. So 11 points. He's hit double figures. 43-29. Quick shot there and goes in. So Ryan Smith's got his second three-pointer of the second half. And now it's an 11-point game.
Coach Gable wants to talk a little bit about their defense because I don't think he's, real pleased with the intensity on that end.
All right, so we'll take a break here. 2:37 to go, 43-32. Jasper leads here on 18 WJTS. 2:37 on the clock, 43 for the Wildcats, 32 for the Pioneers.
We just need to close this game out in good fashion, playing well. Doing the things we need to do, take care of the basketball.
Well, there's trouble there, but Tanner's able to hang on to it. Now he's got to try to split the defenders, gives it up to Mundi, so Boonville really picking up their pressure. Jump stop, pop, and it goes up and in. So good job by Isaac Day, a little patience on that play. 13-point lead for the Cats, 45-32 inside at 2. Eigner, he hits another bucket, so he's doing a nice job off the bench. He's the only one to hit a two-point shot. He's hit 2 of them now.
It's only their second one for the game and their first one of the second half.
Yeah. Day gets over to Beekler, and the ball gets knocked up, and he will go to the line to shoot 2 here. All right, so 1:26 on the clock, 45-34 is our score. And Beekler, good foul shooter. He hits that one. All right, so Day's going to sit for the night or afternoon. Tanner Ernie also. And Beekler gets both. So 47-34. 1:25 to go.
Kind of surprised that they haven't gotten Schmitty and Wallace in the game yet.
They continue to just pop those threes, though. Ryan Smith has hit 3 of them here in the second half. It's a 10-point game with 1 minute to go, so things are still interesting, but that's going to be a foul on Smith. Well, and that forces John Gable to bring his 2 starting guards back out. So Inglert's going to sit. Albrandt's going to sit, so he wants to get his experienced players out there to just close out a basketball game.
Yeah. I mean, we need a win. And we can't let one slip away.
No. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to run their
Boonville,
offense here.
yeah, and Boonville's not going to foul. I mean, they're going to go for the steal. But
Right. Berger gives it back up, gets it back out. And that's a quick foul there.
As soon as I say they're not going to foul, they do. But, I mean, if you're going to do that, do it with a minute. Don't let the clock run down
to 35
seconds and then do it.
All right, but it's going to be free throws. So, again, Cats have got to hit them. Let's see. Day's going to sit.
Ernie's going to be the other one.
Here comes Wallace. So Mundy's going to sit. So another good scoring night for him, 11 points. So Tanner have a couple here. And short. Wallace almost got the board there. Smith's going to launch one short there. There's Ernie with the rebound, 22 seconds. We'll see if they hack or not. Nope, they're going to back off.
I think they're just going to let it run out.
So 16 seconds. Continue to wind down here. And Jasper is going to get their 5th win of the season over the Boonville Pioneers, winning this basketball game 47-37. So, it's kind of an interesting ball game when you take it into account that Boonville just hit nothing but threes. They had two two-point shots, but I got them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 three-pointers.
Yep.
So 30 of their 37 points come from beyond the arc. I mean, did a nice job defensively of obviously taking away other aspects of the game, but still you gave up 10 three-pointers there.
Yeah. I think from that standpoint, our defense, needed to improve. To me, that just meant we didn't put a lot of ball pressure on. We slacked off, and maybe that was a scouting report. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it was make them shoot from the outside.
Yeah.
Don't let them penetrate. Well, if that's the case, then, we did what we were supposed to. The players did.
Yeah.
But I just from watching them, that's not the gist of the way I think they play the game.
I agree.
They were comfortable shooting the threes.
Sure.
So from that standpoint, I think, that's one of the things that the coaching staff will talk about is a little more ball pressure and making them do some penetrate and do that type of thing.
Right.
So, but, the key to this Jasper, we needed a win. We've battled hard the last couple of games, and came away empty on those two, whereas today it wasn't quite as a hard-fought contest, but you get rewarded with a victory. So, and our schedule doesn't necessarily get any easier.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next up is Tuesday night at Mater Dei. And you don't know what you're going to get. One thing you're going to get in the Mater Dei team is a team that plays hard.
Yeah.
I did see the other night I think they played Forest Park at Forest Park, and Forest Park handled them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Which was kind of surprising to me.
Okay.
But it's a Tuesday night game. It's on the road. Those are always tough.
Mm-hmm.
Mater Dei will be ready, that's for sure. So, that'll be a tough opponent. And then I think we have Castle next Friday night. Yeah. And then supposed to be Gibson Southern on Saturday, but I'm under the understanding that was canceled.
Yeah.
So, but Friday night will be a very good contest playing Isaiah Schwolp and company at Castle.
Yeah.
On the road down there.
Right.
So that'll be a good formidable opponent again to play. We needed this win. We needed to go out and play well. We played well enough to win. I'm sure the coaching staff will find some things on film to work on and try to get better at, this week. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you close out the season, the final 5 games, 4 on the road. So like you said, Mater Dei, Castle, then we got to go to Vincennes and Bedford after that, after a game against Pike Central. So that'll be February 19th, the final home game for this Wildcat team.
Yep.
All right.
Hard to believe we're at that point already.
Yeah, it's just flying right through. Okay, we'll take a break here, see if we get one of the coaches to come out and talk with us. It's 47-37 Jasper over the Pioneers here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again here at Jasper High School. The Wildcats with a 47-37 win. And a couple questions I want to ask John. First of all, what are you happy about tonight?
Well, we need to win games.
Yeah. We'll start with that. So congratulations on the win.
Yeah. You know what I'm happy about? I thought we started the game pretty well overall. I thought we built a nice lead early, and I thought we were mixing defense as well, and we were playing a lot of guys, and everybody that went out was contributing. And so there's some positive things. And, you know, this Boonville team's pretty scrappy. They just took Heritage Hills to an 11-point game, and we had that film, and Heritage Hills did not win that game easily. They had to work for it. And
they led at halftime, I think.
Yeah, and this is a Boonville team that missed a month straight. They didn't practice or play or they practiced a few times in there, but they didn't get to play a game for over a month, and they're just now back playing over the last week and a half. So we really didn't have a lot on them. But they're a team that's getting better. They're a team, I think I compared them before the game. I compared them to Northeast 2 boys. They're a team that's going to be physical with you and keep you away from the rim, and they're going to crash the offensive boards, and they're not going to give in to you. They're going to fight you to the very end, and that's just a typical Boonville thing to do. They're a blue-collar community, and they get after you, and so we weren't surprised by their intensity. So that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy we were able to get us a win here tonight in the middle of a disappointing season. Yeah. We've actually now played 3 pretty decent ball games. We lost to New Albany 2 games ago, but starting the second quarter on, we actually played pretty decently. Right. So we're moving in the right direction. We still have to remember that the game lasts 4 quarters and not take moments of time off. Yeah. So.
Well, and I tell you, the other thing, too, is what I thought Boonville did a nice job is when we got the ball down into the blocks, they really made it tough for, Gus and everybody else. They were knocking the balls away from them.
And some of that's self-inflicted. Like, Connor Foley's one kid tonight. He had a couple chances to score and just couldn't get a grip on the ball, couldn't get a handle on it. But some of it is, to your point, Boonville gets credit for. And Gus was in particular. They really worked hard on Gus Heichelbeck tonight. They've probably seen him on film and seen his stats, and they were determined not to let him score inside. Yeah. They were pretty physical with him, but we did the same thing the other night with Hof against Bar Reeve. Yeah. So we're not completely surprised by that. But when you feed the post, and the post draws a help defender, there's got to be somebody open, and that's what we have to get better at.
Right. All right. Now the other question: what were you unhappy about?
I'm unhappy with a 18-point second half.
Yeah, it was actually 27-18. We got outscored in that second half.
Yeah, and to their credit, they hit 10 threes tonight, I believe. So 30 of their 37 points came on the perimeter. Yep. So one of the things we did a poor job of is when we were scoring, we were running a little trapping zone, and they'd skip the ball out of that trap to the weak side corner, and our backside forward was a day and a half late getting there to contain that shot. And that's something that we work on, to be moving when the ball's in the air. And we were rolling our neck tonight. We were watching that ball fly, then like, oh no, and reacting late. So. But I was determined to stay in it and practice that because it's a good defense to mix in. But when the ball gets skipped, the zone has to be flying out of that trap back to their next spots. And we did a poor job of that tonight. And I thought we came out in the third quarter with relative little focus offensively, especially. And then Boonville started trapping us a little bit, and we panicked a few times again. And once we got our 2-guard down, and once we started filling our spots against the traps and moving the ball inside out and cutting and hitting the cutter and looking opposite and everything that we asked them to do. Once they started doing that, we seemed to handle it much, much better. But, the win is the win. We're going to be happy about the win and take the win. But we also know that we weren't as sharp as we needed to be in the second half if we have any plan at all winning these last 5 games and being competitive in the sectional.
Right. Well, and I tell you what, a lot of times when you look at a basketball team and the emergence of certain players and all that, you see certain players finally get it. And I think Isaac Day's kind of getting to that point.
He's a kid. If he were 6'4", he'd be a Division I basketball player. He's tough.
He's sharp. Yep.
He's a good passer. He's a good ball handler. He can score. He can score in the paint right now. Guys, that have several inches on him because he's so crafty with the ball. And the biggest thing about Isaac is he's just not afraid. He's a good defender and he's a good ball player because he's not afraid to get physical. He's not afraid to take a little contact. And when the pressure's on, he's the kind of kid. If you had to ask me, there's a couple of kids on our team, but one of them would be, if you had to ask me who's going to be at the foul line with the pressure on, he would be that kid. So couple of years ago, he talked about not playing basketball, and I think that would have been a huge mistake and really bad for our program because he is such a tough kid.
Yeah. Well, we got a stretch coming up here with our final 5 games. 4 of those 5 are going to be on the road, and not easy ones either. We got Mater Dei coming up.
Yeah, we have to go to Mater Dei Tuesday, and we have to go to Castle Friday,
right.
Our last 2 conference games, and 2 really good basketball teams. So, and neither place is easy to win at, and we're going to have to be a step better than we were tonight to be able to get a win there. But I think that's our goal right now. Really, it's not even about the W's right now. It's about continuing to fight and to improve and to compete and to do what we did, starting in the second quarter against New Albany and continuing into the entire Bar Reeve game to realize that the season's ticking away, and our chance to get better is that window's closing very, very quickly.
Right.
And if we want to have any chance of winning that section, we have to go into that section with some momentum. And so these last 5 games, more importantly than winning them, would be to be competitive and as sharp as possible, and to be getting better. And because it is, contrary to popular belief, we lost on the last second shot to Bar Reeve, but we got better that night because we defended and we rebounded and we took care of the basketball and we hit free throws when they counted and we did little things.
Right.
We just ended up having the ball last and hit a tough shot. So, but it is possible to improve and to still lose. And but obviously the goal is to improve and win, and that's what we'd like to do these last 5 games.
And that's the thing. I mean, by playing on the road, and if you show improvement during that, then obviously we're going to be on the road during the sectional too. So you're able to play in tough environments.
Yeah, and it has been it's been a tough year. I mean, we've talked about that every time I come up here, but it's been a tough year emotionally, psychologically, and physically for us. And that's the thing I'm most proud of this team is, and you can see them out there now shooting around. They don't want to go home. They do love basketball. And they love being a part of the team. And and they're still excited about it. And there's a lot of teams I've seen over the years, and I've been lucky enough never to have been part of one, but it was just a matter of time. But there's a lot of teams that I've seen over the years that if they were sitting 5-12, would have already cashed it in early.
Sure.
They'd already the attitudes would have come out, the effort would have went away. The negativity and the bad mouthing and the finger pointing would have risen to the top, and people we'd have some teams just completely disintegrate under these conditions, and we haven't done that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was the most proud of against Bar Reeve, that after everything we've been through, we came out against the number 5 team in the state of Indiana. That's overall without class.
Yeah. Right.
And really, with 2.5 seconds left, we're winning.
Right.
So, that's, and I don't really, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised because since I've been at Jasper, that's one thing that I've been that's been true of all of our teams, regardless of how bad it's gotten. I don't think we've ever just rolled over and died, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, because you just never want to quit.
No.
All right, well, hey, congratulations on the win, and looking forward to the next game against Mater Dei, keeping things going.
Yep, looking forward to it. Thanks, Craig.
All right.
Appreciate it.
John Gable, ladies and gentlemen, big win over the Boonville Pioneers. Any win's a big win, right, John? I'll get that. Don't worry about it. So 47-37, the Wildcats knock off Boonville. And we'll take a quick look at the scoring here for Boonville. They were led by Jake Fuller, 13 points. And 9 points for Ryan Smith, all those coming in the second half and all coming on threes. Three-pointer hit by Clay Connor. And off the bench, Cooper Eigner finishes with 12 points. So the second leading scorer for the Pioneers for their 37 points. And the Wildcats had 2 players in double figures. And Isaac Day, the only starter in double figures, but all 5 starters scored, including Ernie's 5, 3 for Berger, 7 for Heim, and 8 for Gus Heichelbeck. And Carter Mooney coming off the bench with 11 points, 2 points for Beekler with 2 free throws there in the fourth. And Foley was 1 of 4 from the foul line. So again, the Jasper Wildcats and a conference game, actually 3 conference games remaining, with Evansville Mater Dei coming up at Castle next Friday night. Mater Dei will be Tuesday night, and Pike Central will be a home game on February 19th. And then we close out the season with another conference game at Vincennes Lincoln and finish things up against Bedford North Lawrence on the road on February 25th. So for Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video, I'm Craig Schneider. Wildcats win it tonight over the Pioneers 47-37 here on 18 WJTS. Good night.